the Facilities and Recreation Committee. Item 1 on the agenda is apologies.
Councillors McGough, O'Hare, Hatchett, Taylor.
Item 2 on the agenda is the appointment of chair for the ensuing year. Do we have any nominations?
Nominate Councillor Kelly.
Second.
Yeah. Any other nominations? Yes.
Thank you for that, members. We've got number 3, number 4, declaration of interest. I'd like to start that off. Oh, sorry, yes. We've got that. We need vice chair. Most important man, vice chair, nominations for a vice chair.
Well, Councillor Daly.
Seconded. Any other nominations? Councillor Daly? Nearly forgot again. Now it's number 4, declaration of interest. And as I said, I'd like to do that first. The party number 7 on the agenda, facilities manager was looking for some entertainment for children there, and I got some members of the Showman's Guild contacting. They've done their own business, they contacted him, and they've sorted that out. If anybody thinks that I should leave the chair, I'll leave that with a back note, saying, other than pass names on. Does anyone object to this on the chair?
No objection, Chair.
Councillor Thompson.
I think that should be fair prejudicial, but invest in item 8, it's my neighbourhood funding
Okay. Any further declarations?
Just declare interest in item 6, with being associated with Mrs. House Football Club, who's applying for the
Okay. Okay then. Any further declarations? Okay, we'll move on. Public questions?
None received, Chair.
No public questions received. Football fields. It's the annual thing that comes up, and it's the football we use our land. I don't think there's any change.
No, through you, Chair, it's just for members' information. These are the teams that made the applications for the forthcoming season.
Move to be accepted, Chairman.
That's seconded. Great. Are we agreed on that? Yes. Thank you for that. Party in the park. Requested to consider the report from the facilities manager.
Through you, Chair, the purpose of the report is for members to receive an update report and to consider some options in relation to the event on the 19th of August 2016. Members received and accepted a report on the 12th of April, which included proposals that were working in partnership again with Star Radio to promote and compare the event, and that we received quotes to be obtained for the event management, the bar and catering, and the stage and sound provision, and that the council would apply for a premises licence for Jubilee Park in its entirety. The event date has been confirmed, as I previously said, 19th of August. The event will run between 6 and 11 p.m. And the current position is that the Town Show Working Party meeting held on the 4th of May. There was a number of options put forward. The first one, that the event be an all-ticketed event, and that a small charge be made for each of the tickets, and there's advantages and disadvantages for members' consideration there. The second proposal was that a payment be made for each of the acts to cover their expenses, and again there's advantages and disadvantages in relation to that proposal. And the third one is that to ensure local traders are aware of the opportunity to express an interest in quoting against the specification, notifications will be placed in the Spennymoor News, and again the advantages and disadvantages are there for members to see. Item 4 on the report covers the premises licence, and I'm delighted to confirm that the premises licence for the park has been granted in line with the conditions that have been set. With regards to children's play provision, what happened last year was, because the event was on Friday night before the town show. There was a number of shows and rides there for young children to participate in. Obviously going on a different date this year, it's for members to consider whether they are prepared to pay for them rides to be available this year. The proposals in the report suggest that, as previous years, that the event remains a no-ticket event and it's free to all of the public. That the council pay an agreed fee per act to cover expenses at £100 per act. That the council ensure local traders are aware of the event and the opportunity to provide quotations against the specifications by notification being placed in the Spennymoor of the event. And that the council agreed to provide a range of children's play provision to a maximum of £1,750 cost to enable the facilities to be free on the night for young people coming in. Members are recommended to agree to the proposals outlined in section 6 of the report, and I would also ask, subject to approval, that standing orders are made to allow the adverts to be placed and companies to be commissioned.
Councillor Martin.
What I'm concerned about, Mr. Chairman, is a few years ago this council banned all alcohol in the park and all our own state. That went through the council at the start of the year, and I can't remember, or has it been rescinded at the last council meeting, because we did go in, we have a police support and everything, we banned it. The only one that was available was the Thursday night of the children's game, but the rest was banned alcohol, was banned in all our local states. And we highlighted the farm because we had news when we were there.
I'll allow the facility manager to come in, but as far as I'm aware, by reading the report what we've got, that there will be search on the gate by security. There will be no alcohol allowed to come in the park. Is that right?
Yeah.
Could you explain the details?
Yeah, through you, Chair. The premises licence is not available to enable people to drink casually in the park. It's for set events where there needs to be a set criteria and managed appropriately.
Okay. Councillor Madison.
Mr. Chair, I was wondering if we could have a voluntary charity collection box to support a local charity within the town, perhaps.
I think
That
that's more or less one. I shouldn't give a personal opinion, but I think that's the best way, because in the bonfire, we charged the bonfire, the main charity went down in practically nothing, where we always got to put that lot there. I've always thought, facility.
Yeah, through you, Chair. What we did last year was the Mayor had the Youth Council there doing the collection on the evening for the Mayor's charity within the grounds of the park, and I think it was reasonably successful.
Chair, can I just add on as well? Under the outdoor event management, and that's page 3 of that particular report, item 16, it does say provision of a lost children point and 2 appropriately paid staff to man the location. I was wondering if we could insist on an enhanced CRB or the appropriate for that.
That's it, through you, Chair. That's a given. That's part of that recommendation. That has to happen.
And the other issue, which I haven't seen in here, I did raise that after the event, and that there were some functions that didn't actually have lighting to them. I know it will be lighter nights, but just in the event, we should have, especially children's events, some form of lighting as well. It does say in the report at 4 points within the park, but it doesn't actually say at the children's events.
Yeah, through you, Chair. The lighting around the children's area last year was reasonably adequate. I think the challenge we had last year was it got dark quite quickly, and as the public were leaving the event, getting to the exit was quite difficult for them. So if you looked at item 7 within that specification, it's the provision of appropriate tower lighting to ensure the lighting at all the exit points and the toilet areas will deal with what we propose to provide. So the proposal is to ensure that there's appropriate lighting for the public to leave the event on that. That was the real challenge that we let ourselves down a little bit last year.
Peter?
Thank you, Chairman. Four very sensible proposals there, I think. Firstly, that the event remains free to the public. I think it's very important from the success of it from last year. Pleasing to see that we also cover the expenses of the band this year. Make sure that not only are they getting a bit of publicity, but that they make sure that there's no out-of-pocket costs to them. I think that's particularly important. And of course, us promoting our local trades as much as possible, which is something we certainly want to do. With that, Chairman, I would like to move a recommendation of the report.
Second. Is that second, yes?
Sure.
Yeah. Councillor Thompson?
Chair, I'd just like to point out that last year we did object. We subsequently, the security and everything that was there made sure there was no problem, and I'm quite happy to take Mr. Anson's word on the way he's going to manage it all. You know, and that we won't have any people that's really out of order. Just a question I would like to ask is that the premise licence, will any event that is going to take place in the park using the premise licence come back through the council? There won't be any events organised at a lower level that won't come through the council, because I still have a little bit concerned about alcohol in the park. The big events are going to be well controlled, but I just want to I would like to sort of make sure that, for instance, if someone's getting married in the park, unless it's going to get out of control, but that's all we're going to do, okay? How are we going to handle that? I'm happy that it comes back through the council for the big events, and that we know it's going to happen, and we approve it, and we know the security is put in place. But because I believe this is all year round premise licence, isn't it?
It is.
And I just have confidence that it doesn't get misused, that's all.
Everything will come here. We've got to, we all understand that everything, Councillor Thompson, all the trouble in the world today is usually because like it's happening in the football. Councillor Mann, do you want to come back because I'm ready for you?
Yeah, I was just kind of calling for what you just said to me, and I accept what you said about the being in the park and things like that.
Through you, Chair, can I just respond to Councillor Thompson?
Yes, that's all right.
Yeah, Councillor Thompson, it's an important question. Anything that takes place in the park has to have the premises licence holder present. So that I'm as the premises licence holder, that's myself, so I would need to be present at each event where there's alcohol sold. And as I say, there's a number of conditions that need to be in place, set by the licensing committee at County Hall, that I need to ensure happens for each licensed event that takes place within the park.
I'm happy with that, Chair.
Yeah.
Quite a bit said about licence. We've got to remind ourselves that we did have this event on last year. I went there myself, instead of others went. I thought it was a fantastic event. And I can't recall any incidents, I mean, obviously being the first event of its kind in the park was concerned for me, because I think
if it's controlled, I remember many years going to the Gailey when the pubs turned out at 3 o'clock, and it was every man for himself.
And I think we've got
the way things are now is controlled.
to build on that.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be a success. Are we all in favour? Can we have a vote on it, please? All in favour? Anybody against? It's unanimous. Thank you for that. South Fuel Options.
Through you, Chair, the purpose of the report is to request members' approval for the detailed work to be undertaken to enhance the current facilities at South Fuel Option site. About the background, the council of the landowners at Southview site, and as such any work being proposed requiring the authorisation of the council. The current position is that the council have received a proposal to upgrade Southview allotment site, which will be funded through the neighbourhood budget, and there's some detailed proposals there to around the project to upgrade the facilities, improve lighting, security as detailed within the report. The financial implications, there's no cost identified for the council. It's all funding, and the proposal is that members consider the request to allow the described changes to Southview allotment site, which will be funded through the neighbourhood budget, and members are recommended to agree to the request to be undertaken.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, it's a very good project, this one, I think, a very positive project for the Southview Allotments Association. Pleasing to see more neighbourhood budget money from the county councils going into allotment sites around the town. I know we've done similar things on Clyde Terrace as well. So with that, I would like to move the recommendation of the report.
The first speakers, we in agreement?
Yeah.
Recommendation is to support, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, take that as agreed then, thank you for that. Number 9 on the agenda, Town Hall Air Conditioning Report.
Yeah, through you, Chair, the purpose of the report to advise members that the air conditioning in the main general office has been out of action for a number of months, and also to propose that it was replaced as part of the attached quotation. A little bit about the background. The Council of Air Conditioning in a number of areas within the Town Hall, which is serviced and maintained by HLA Philwright. The Council over the last 12 months has replaced a number of areas of air conditioning within the Town Hall following the quotation process, and have identified that HLA has been the lowest price. The main general office unit is the last remaining old type of kit within the building, and the current position is that HLA have taken a recent survey and identified that the following scope of works needs to be undertaken, and they provided a price there for members to consider. As I say, the proposals are that the council have a service contract with HLA and have previously been awarded the work in a competitive environment, and propose that HLA are awarded the work. The price suggested, the members are recommended to agree with proposals.
Any comments on it?
Sure.
Leader?
Thank you. Yeah, obviously this is a slight deviation from what we normally do, in that we've got 3 quotes for every job. And I did question the fact that we're going to just one company, but I've been satisfied by the internal auditor that this is something that we can do, given that it's an extension of what we've currently got, and that we have been out for 3 quotes for the same, for similar work in the last 12 months. So with that, and with the acknowledgement from the internal auditor, I would move the recommendation of the report.
Second.
Second. Councillor Darts.
I'd ask Mr. Ransom, is this work that will be done during the working day so that people will be working, not the weekend work?
Or be done during the working day.
Any further comments? Take a vote on it, all in favour? Motion. Anybody against? Any abstentions? There's nobody against that. Just to check, there's no one against that, was there? That's unanimous then. The fireworks, number 10, fireworks display.
Yeah, through you, Chair, the purpose of the report is to confirm the date of the 2016 firework display, advise members of the proposed changes to the layout of the event, and to seek members' approval around suppliers. The Council has historically always adopted to hold the event on the 5th of November to recognise the firework date. The current position is that, having met with Reaction Fireworks on site for an early meeting, they've advised that due to issues around identified from last year's event, the location of the new houses being built there, it's recommended that the fireworks be set off at the Spennymoor cricket field this year, and there's an appendix here there for members to see with the plan and the proposed layout. Due to other councils following the lead set by Spennymoor Town Council and having ticketed events, many more councils are now going back to having organising events. The impact of this is that on the 5th of November, and with it falling on a Saturday, a number of event management companies have already said that they wouldn't be available to support us. However, there are obviously others out there that haven't been contacted. Star Radio have confirmed that they would happily promote the event and host the and host the event. We've also contacted MB Audio Visuals, who provided the stage and the sound last year, and they're available. So basically, members are recommended to consider the proposal outlined in section 4 of the report, with standing orders are there to enable the arrangements to be made for the event to take place.
Councillor Thompson.
I'd just like to make one comment here, just for Mr. Ransom to consider. We've moved the fireworks back. The people who always used sit along by the wall of the park probably may or may not still stay there. But we might start to get people now going down Whitworth Lane on the other side, so it might just be worthwhile considering that if you're having discussions with the police, because you might find people turn there where there isn't any bollards out or no park signs. So just a thought, just to watch out.
No, through you, I think that's about the point. We'll pick that up with the event management team.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, again, sensible set of proposals there. I think the decision we need to make is whether or not we want to go for 5th of November. I believe, traditionally we've always had this on the 5th of November, and if possible, we need to keep it that way. And so I'd like to move that the facilities manager go out to the wider market on that one and find us an event management company who can do it for the 5th. Other than that, can I move the proposals as in the report?
Okay, the last speaker got it, can go ahead with that. Alright, all in favour? Motion to go ahead on the 5th. Anybody against? None against, unanimous. Number 11 on the agenda, the order of raising.
Yeah.
Consider the report.
Yeah, through you, Chair, thank you very much. The purpose of the report is to provide members with an updated position regarding the above land, also for members to consider taking legal advice on the matter to enable progress to be made. A little bit about the background. Members are aware that the land is adjacent to the land of York Hill Cemetery, and most recently members may recall an incident where a horse was able to get out of the area and wander freely. As a consequence of the incident, the council looked to establish the ownership of the horse, and the current position is that the council have requested evidence that the land is legally owned, or, well, we suggested that the individual demonstrate that her proposal that the land is in her ownership is evidenced through solicitors. We've received some documentation back, which was exactly the information that the council owned. That information was provided as a quick response to our solicitors to try and see if we can get something at a little cost advice on that. We've got a response back from the solicitors, and the proposal now is that until the council can resolve the matter completely, the council do not attempt to let this piece of land, that further contact is made with the individual to ask if they would be willing to engage with the council at a commercial rate for the use of the land, or the council commission some solicitors to act on our behalf to get the matter resolved finally.
Councillor Madison first.
Yes, I would just like to ask, is there any reason why we are intending to approach Swinburne and Madison for legal advice? I know that the hourly rate of £195 is quite high, and also to say that given the level of the legal advice that we currently having to obtain, should this not be something now that we're going out to tender for? If I could have an answer with regard to why with Swinburne and Madison.
Through you, Chair, the reason we contacted, or I contacted Swinburne and Madison for a quick response, was that they were dealing with a land matter on behalf of the council at that particular time, which was the costs related to that land matter were not being picked up by the council, and I was trying to get something, if I'm being frank about it, free of charge from them. They've come back and said, we can't do it free of charge, they're our rates. It's up to the council to consider if we go with it or not. It's members' choice.
Chair, I'll defer to Councillor Brown.
Yes, Chair. Yes, I've been on the many years. I like to recall that the land was gifted to Spennymoor Town Council by the developer who purchased that land together with 7 Hills for self-build on there.
I've got the link, you want to come in, I've got John Mark.
Yes, just to move the proposal to the report, I think it's a sensible way forward in that we try and enter into a new grazing agreement with the current occupier. I think it's very important, given the recent situation with the horse, that things like the boundary fence are clearly marked out, so whose responsibility it is to maintain that. But I do think it's a sensible way forward and I'll move the recommendation.
Second.
Councillor Mark, sorry, do you want to come out?
Yeah, I was going to say, just for members' information, that the land is secured and fenced off and locked up, so there's nobody can gain access to it. So the land is secured and protected at this moment in time. I don't want members thinking that anybody can get onto the land. It is secured and fenced, and gated and locked.
John Mark.
Yeah, I go along with the Councillor Graham said. I think you now was the chair, vice chair of finance at the time. That was gifted to us to extend the cemetery. But in the meantime, took around so it fenced all that up. And when we had paid £2,000 to get that land back off the Ramshaw. He accepted £2,000 for that. At the same time as when we lost the land up at Pagebank, we were going to put it in there, down there. And the forest claimed that. But that was when Tim Watson was there. But we did pay £2,000 to took a Ramshaw for that land.
Okay.
Can you remember that, Tim?
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Duly seconded. Are we all in favour of that motion? Be sure, please, all in favour? Anybody against? No abstentions? It's unanimous. Thank you for that. That's the agenda. It's done now. No further business. Close the meeting. Thank you for making it clear because I want to draft the Bristol in the morning.